have we got a show for you.
Vegan. Vegan. Vegan.
Hi, kids.
Never eat stinking meat, only veggies. If you even look at a cow and think of a steak, God will throw you into the bowels of hell where the golden calf will eat you. What's up, everybody? It's Hunter Avallone here, and welcome to another video. Today, we are talking about vegans. More specifically, vegans. It's time to stop. Now, am I getting on camera today to tell you how all vegans are terrible? Of course not. Not all vegans are crazy, and I already know I'm going to get comments like, "Well, Hunter, I'm a vegan, and I'm not a bad person." Sure, you aren't a bad person because you're vegan. You are a bad person because you leave desperate comments like that. Veganism was once a bad thing. Now, it's a horrible thing. Veganism has always had its fair share of crazies, but lately, crazy vegans have teamed up with crazy liberals to concoct a recipe for suicidal thoughts. According to a 2018 Gallup poll, liberals are 2.5 times more likely to identify as vegans than conservatives. When I first saw these numbers, I had to ask myself, why? Is veganism and liberalism now some kind of package deal, like a bundle or a bushel? The answer soon dawned on me, however, when I read that according to the same poll, vegans make up only 3% of the population. Such a small amount of the population, yet such a large majority of complaining, whining, and letting everyone know they're vegan, even though it was already obvious because their bones are weaker than a damn celery stick. So a small minority constantly whining, demanding that the spotlight constantly focuses on them 24/7, and demanding that people change their way of life to conform to a vegan lifestyle. Is it just me, or does this sound a bit similar to other progressive movements? Today, we are going to be looking over a few stories of some kooky vegan activity, beginning with Natalie Portman, or as I like to call her, Natalie Porterhouse Steak. Got him. Besides being a cliché Hollywood liberal, Natalie Portman is also a cliché Hollywood vegan. According to RaiseVegan.com, Portman delivered a stirring speech on May 1st where she claimed veganism was feminism for female animals. I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I'm pretty sure animals already walk around naked, make obnoxiously loud noises, and have a complete and total lack of self-awareness. Honey, if you ask me, it seems animals already have feminism. But here we're seeing this really bad attempt at making veganism into some kind of liberal cause. It looks desperate and it really doesn't work very well. According to Yahoo Lifestyle, Portman's veganism is her way of advocating female animals' rights, emphasizing the pain of female animals at the brink of the dairy and egg industry, both of which exploit the female animals' reproductive abilities for commercial satisfaction of the masses. Only after I became active in women's issues did I realize that my veganism was related to those very issues, said the actor to a crowd of upcoming Future, adding and emphasizing how dairy and eggs don't come from just cows and chickens, they come from female cows and female chickens. Well, I have to say, this is a really great idea. Take something that everyone hates and mix it with something everyone loathes. What could go wrong? I'm just having a really difficult time understanding how you came to this conclusion. I mean, yes, female animals are not always treated the best, but male animals are slaughtered and killed for meat frequently as well. So how is this a female animals issue only? And am I actually saying that unironically? I think it's incredibly tacky to try and appeal veganism to feminism. This is such a far reach, it literally looks more desperate than a vegan is for protein. So now lots of people make fun of vegans, right? Lots of people make fun of anybody who cares about anything deeply, right? Portman said, adding, "But I'm here to say, it's the most beautiful thing to care, to have your heart opened so much that someone else's pain feels like your own. To care so much that you'll spend your time making sure that change happens, and that's why you are all here today." So bold Natalie Portman is, like a modern-day vegan Jesus. only instead of passing fish to around 5,000 people, she passes around falafels and veganism pamphlets designed to guilt you. It's a bit ironic and rather hypocritical that Portman is over here talking about opening your heart to someone else's pain. She cares just so much about these poor animals. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with caring about animals, but meanwhile, she's in favor of abortion. I guess her heart is only open to the pain and suffering of female cows and chickens, but it's otherwise closed and gated when it comes to the pain of the unborn. Really, it's laughable that veganism is now being mixed with feminism. This is a really poor attempt to utilize an already insane group for a progressive cause. Even PETA promotes billboards claiming you can't be a feminist and eat eggs. So now you have to oppose the patriarchy, free the nipple, and never consume dairy or eggs. Seriously, if feminists now have to be vegans, that's going to be very difficult considering most of them already look like cows. But while we're on the subject of PETA, let's move on to our second story of crazy vegan nonsense. PETA, which has been completely hijacked by the radical left, recently released a list of animal-friendly idioms your students will love. Okay, last I checked, it's not really a teacher's job to teach veganism on her students. I mean, what would that even look like? Okay, class, the house is on fire, and so are you. What do? You stop, drop, and roll. Wrong, Timmy. You tell everyone you're vegan. Harmful. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Helpful. Feed 2 birds with 1 scone. Harmful. Take the bull by the horns. Helpful. Take the flower by the thorns. Harmful. Bring home the bacon. Helpful. Bring home the bagels. Harmful. Beat a dead horse. Helpful. Feed a fed horse. Harmful. More than one way to skin a cat. Helpful. More than one way to peel a potato. These idioms are so cringy. They just make me want to die. Or disappear. Or I don't even know. There's more than one way to salt the tofu. The funniest thing about this is the fact we're actually supposed to take these seriously. Are we actually expected to use animal-friendly language now? I mean, what do you think's gonna happen? The family dog is gonna get offended? This goes for most progressive causes and most movements on the left, but if you want people to take your side seriously, stop policing people's speech. And finally, it appears my dying plea for veganism to just stop has been answered. Vegan cafe infamous for charging man tax is to close after 2 years. Well, this is absolutely horrible. How are they going to bring home the bagels now? But it looks like veganism mixed with feminism is a really beneficial idea if your goal is to be hated and broke. This is just such a funny dose of irony. It's a great way to end today's video. First of all, who wants to eat at a vegan cafe? Secondly, who wants to pay a man tax? What if I don't identify as a man? Is this an acknowledgement that gender is a little bit more than just a social construct? If men are disadvantaged at your cafe, doesn't that also contradict the notion that men are privileged and have it easier? So many questions, yet so few answers. I wish I could just hear an answer straight from the horse's mouth, but I didn't have an alternative to use. A vegan cafe in Australia that charged male customers 18% more than women is closing down. Melbourne-based eatery Handsome Her made headlines in 2017 for its unconventional man tax and for giving women priority seating, measures it took to reflect the gender pay gap. Fantastic business model. However, it appears your business is about as real as the gender pay gap. Turns out a vegan restaurant run by misandrists isn't the most appealing to vegans and non-vegans alike. What's funny is even after the cafe was criticized for a policy that was built on blatant discrimination, they still found a way to blame men. The owners explain how it hoped its man tax would make a stir through our brazen public discussions of structural inequality and oppression, but was taken aback by how it blew up the internet. The way the world responded showed us how fragile masculinity is and solidified the necessity for us to confront and dismantle patriarchy, it continues. The owners also explained they're lesbians and used to fragile male ego. A vegan, a feminist, and a lesbian walk into a bar. What are you gonna hear about first? But seriously, you thought feminism was bad? Now just mix it with veganism and you get this atrocity. Honestly, I just think these bigoted lesbian owners simply need some meat. But there you have it, folks. Veganism is feminism for animals. Stop using age-old sayings because a horse might get mad, and selling pine cones and bashing men is a bad business model. Please give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks everyone for watching. Peace.